Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In this lecture, I am going to start with chapter number 2 and we'll see the different topics that is covered in the chapter 2. So let's start. So these are the content that we'll learn in this chapter. So let's start with the first topic, which is instruction codes. So before we'll start, let's understand what is actually instruction is. So let's understand it with one example. Now the first question is, what is program? A set of instruction is called a program. Yes, suppose in here you can see that this is a program of C language. So it has a different instruction that first will initialize the value of A, then B, and then will perform the addition operation, then will print the variable. So these are the different instructions that we are giving to the computers, and then computer execute this. So that is called the instruction. So instruction contains operators and operands. Here you can see that the instruction, this is a set of instruction. Yes. Now instruction contains a data and the operation. Here A and B is a data, and on that we are performing some operation. So here this data is called the operand, and on this data we are performing some operation. Here we are performing the addition operation. So this operation is a add operation. So we can say that any instruction has two values, data and operations. Also the most important thing is the sequence. The sequence in which instructions are to be executed. Yes, we are not start from this statement. First we need to initialize the variable, then we'll perform some operation. So the sequence is very important. So any instruction has mainly three things, which is data or the operand, operations and sequence. So I hope now you are clear with what is instruction is. So every computer system has a central processing unit. The operation of the central processing unit and the computer system is determined by instruction, and that is executed by the central processing unit. Anything that we want to do, that we are giving as an input to the computer, and that input to the computer is now converted into the instructions, and that instruction is given to the central processing unit. Now central processing unit executed that instruction and provide the result to the user. So anything that we are interacting with the computer, in next step it is converted into the machine readable instruction. These instructions are also known as a machine instruction or the computer instructions. Machine instructions are in the form of binary codes known as instruction codes. Now in this example, here I want to perform addition operation on these two variables. So here we are writing the codes in the human language. When we execute this program, at that time this program is converted into the instructions and it is converted into the binary number, and then this instruction is given to the CPU. An instruction code is a group of bits that tells the computer to perform a specific operation part. It is a group of bits because it contains the bits of operand, it contains the bits of operation, and also it contains the bit of sequence, or we can say that it also contains the bits of addresses where the data is stored. So it contains many bits, and these bits combined together creates an instruction that performs some specific micro operations. So now we can say that instruction means operation to be performed. So when you want to perform any type of operation on the register, then that is called the micro operations, and so the instruction specifies the corresponding micro operations to be performed. Now next is instruction codes. That I said that instruction code is a binary bits. So this is the basic format of any instruction, that it has mainly a three field: mode, opcode and operand, or the address of the operand. Now here we know that what is a opcode. Opcode means operation code. Yes, here opcode means operation code, and it is a field which specifies the operation to be performed. Suppose I want to perform addition operation or subtraction operation or the division operation or anything. So these types of operation or the micro operations, that are called the opcodes or the operation codes. Now next is a operand or the address of the operand. Now we specify that I want to perform the addition. As per this program, I want to perform addition, but on which data you want to perform addition? Now here it is defined that I want to perform addition on the A and B. So this A and B become the operand. Okay. So the value that on that I want to perform the operation, that is called the operand. So here in the memory, the data is stored. So this is a computer's memory, and on this memory the data is stored. Suppose here 10, 20 and so on. Okay, so the operand field can directly store the value, or the address of the operand means the value is stored on some specific memory address. So it is possible that it contains the memory address. So it is possible that rather than directly storing the value data, it also stores the address of the operand. And the last field is a mode. Mode specifies how operand will be located or where our data is stored. So that is specified by the mode that we'll learn deeply in our next slides. So let's start with the first, which is a operation code. So the operation code of an instruction is a group of bits that defines the operation such as add, subtract, multiply, shift and complement, any micro operation that you want to perform on the data. It is also known as a opcode. The operation part of an instruction code specify the operation to be performed. The operand are the object that manipulated, and operators are the symbols that represent the specific action. For example, in the expression 5 plus x, so here plus is the operator and 5 and x is a operand. All expressions have at least one operand. Yes, without operand we can't perform any operation. Now second is operand. So each instruction in the program specifies the operation to be performed and data to be processed. So for this reason, any instruction is divided into the two parts, which is the opcodes and operands. The operands is another name of data. It may appear in a different format, like it can be an address, or it can be a number, it can be a characters and so on. So we can say that the operand means the data on which we want to perform operations. And the third is a mode. Now mode has two types, direct addressing and indirect addressing. In this instruction format, the mode has two values, 0 and 1. Based on the value, it fetches the data for the operand. First, let's understand what is the direct addressing. When the value of mode is 0, at that time it performs the direct addressing. Now what is the meaning of the direct addressing? Suppose this is the instruction. In the instruction, the value of mode is 0. This is a mode value. The value of operation or the opcode is add, and the operand is 1021. So in the direct addressing, here the address of the operand is stored. The data that is stored at the address 1021, on that I want to perform addition. So here 1021 is a address. Here suppose this is a computer's memory. The data is stored like 10, 20, 30, 40, and it has a unique address. Here the value of address is 1021. So here 1021, and it contains the data 30. Yes. So now it fetches 30 here, and on that it performs addition. So in direct addressing, direct address of the operand is stored, while when the value of mode is 1, sorry, here not 0, at that time addressing method used is a indirect addressing. Now what happened in the indirect addressing? The value of mode is 1, it is a type of operation, and here the address is 1020. So in the computer's memory we'll find the value 1020, so it is here, and on this address we find some value. Now this value is not the operand, but it is also the address. So here 4010 is not the operand or the value or the data, but it is a address. So in the indirect addressing, the direct data is not stored, but it stored some address. Now the 4010 is also address, so we'll redirect in the same memory. We'll find the address 4010. So here we'll find the 4010. So this is here. So 4010 is the address, and now it contains 40. So our operand is 40. Now we can fetch the 40 value and we can perform the addition on it. So in the direct addressing, we can find the operand directly on that address, but in the indirect addressing, we can find the address of the operand, and on that address we can find the operand value. So that is the difference between indirect and direct addressing. So that is only based on the mode value. So I hope it is clear what is mode, what is opcode and operand. So that's it. Thank you so much.